All right, welcome back. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Talkative Sports podcast. And it's official. This is the final episode of our second season. Um, Dang, 2 seasons already, guys. It's been so long. It's been so long. But before we do, how you guys doing? Actually, you know what? Let's do that first. How you guys doing? It's been a week. Actually, it hasn't been a week, but
Yeah, it's been a couple of days since
yeah.
the last
You.
one. And yeah, I am not doing very well. This summer, my ops won all summer.
After
So
going all in with
yeah, it has not been a good season.
it's coming home.
It is not, even before this summer, it was not. This has been a very bad season.
I believe I predicted the scoreline.
Yes, you did, yeah.
Well, Zach, you
I,
already know how
I
I feel.
believe I predicted the winners.
You did.
Y'all
I
made the obvious choice, okay? Okay,
Okay.
you made the
All
obvious
right.
choice, okay? I was the only one willing to believe.
Okay. What did belief bring you?
You know, it's not even disappointment. It's just, of course, they lost. Useless. At least Cole Palmer stocks are up, and Foden stocks are way down.
We'll get to that. We will get. I don't know. I don't know about way down. I don't know about way down, but we will get to that. We will get to that.
We will get to that.
We will get to that. We
Thank
will
you
get
for
to that.
saying that.
Before we get started, just a bit of housekeeping. As I started off, this is the last episode of the season, which means after this gets uploaded sometime this week, you will not be hearing from us until the week of the 17th, Saturday, August 17th. Premier League season starts up again, so sometime that week, we typically record on the Wednesday after a weekend of matches. So we'll be recording on that Wednesday leading in. And then, typically drops Thursday or Friday. And then you'll have that first episode of the next season ready for you going into the first round of matches. And it'll be every following Wednesday thereafter, of course, with the obvious international breaks and whatever other breaks that may come into it. And yeah, that's it for the housekeeping. Any comments from the peanut gallery?
Well, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, please. We do this for y'all. We're gonna keep doing it better, and we're not stopping. We're in this. We're in there. I would dap everybody on this podcast up if I could.
All right. And okay. Well, and there you have it. There you have it. And so let's talk football. So we had two finals that took place on yesterday. But of course, we're gonna save the best for last. Although we did start getting into it a little bit, just because it's a bit of a hot topic. Phil Foden is on this podcast. But let's talk about the Copa America. Let's talk about the Copa America. So, in terms of the final, unfortunately, Lionel Messi got injured in the first half, I believe.
And kept on
Came
Go.
out. Listen, came out with an ankle.
after he kept on playing.
Listen, man, he tried to persevere for his team,
Okay.
could not continue.
Mm-hmm.
Came off with an ankle the size of a balloon,
Mm-hmm.
and his teammates, at least the ones that were on the bench when he was, getting on, comforted him. And then a couple of them, I believe, were substituted into the game thereafter. So they pretty much told him, "Don't worry, we got you." They
Super
went out and proceeded to get him. Argentina wins the match against Colombia 1-0. Now, unfortunately, I would love to say that there was a lot more to discuss in the match, but there wasn't. It was a very uneventful first half, and the second half was following suit until that goal happened, and then
From who? Who scored the goal? Sorry.
it was one of the players that subbed on. That was one of the last subs.
Lautaro Martinez. Don't
Oh.
worry, I did not forget who
It's about all season.
Well.
Just let him have it.
You right.
Don't
Take
worry.
it. Take your victory lap. Take your
I
victory
did
lap.
not forget who scored the goal. It was
Take a victory lap.
Lautaro Martinez. So,
Take
go
a
on.
victory lap. All I know is he didn't start the match.
Well, he finished as the top goal scorer off the bench.
You're
Goal
right.
scorer.
You're right.
Goal scorer.
You're right. You're right. But hey, all I know is he didn't start the match, and he
Mhm.
ended up winning the game and the
True.
tournament.
True.
So all I have to say is somebody got the decision correct.
Lautaro. He's a
Listen,
kid.
Scaloni.
hey, hey,
Okay.
hey.
His players.
Is
I don't really understand leaving him on the bench though. I guess
It
hey,
makes zero
it,
sense to me.
he did the right thing. I think keeping him on the bench and letting him score off the bench was because it worked.
I understand. I understood where
It
he
worked.
was
Just
going for
Alvarez did
because
nothing.
Alvarez. Well, the idea was to have Alvarez be in there and press a little bit more because he's a little bit more active than um, Lautaro is. He has a higher defensive work rate, in my opinion, than Lautaro does, considering he spent a lot of time at City this season playing the midfield. So I could understand what Scaloni was going for, playing, starting Alvarez. Unfortunately, the injury to Messi kind of made that null and void, and thus, required the change. And change was there. Change was there. Change was made, and they ended up winning the game. But it
Well,
was.
because Colombia is the tallest team in the tournament. But hey,
Hey,
Don't
it's
do
you
that. Don't
know,
do that. Don't
no,
do
it's
that.
there.
I've seen Messi carry a lot of teams, but this is the first time I've ever seen a team carry Messi. Because once he was off the
Wait,
pitch,
the first time? Okay, go
Don't
ahead.
do that. Don't do that. Don't
once
do
he
that.
was off the pitch, they played way better.
Hey
Yeah.
man, he was
Almost
carrying he was carrying an injury. He was carrying an injury for the majority of the tournament.
Oh
An
yeah,
injury that only got worse. It's tough. It's tough.
injury.
Hey, like
Oh,
if
not
you're on the
good.
pitch, if you're on the
It's
pitch,
tough.
Bro was
It's
crying on the
tough.
sidelines.
Did you see the side of did you see the size of his ankle?
Here. Good.
Listen,
I
listen.
hope it's on his other ankle.
All I know is some people cry because they weren't able to finish a game. Others cry because they can't pad their stats. They are not the same.
so
They are
Messi,
not the same.
so Messi was crying because he got subbed off. He got benched.
He was not
That's
able to finish the game. What you
got benched.
mean?
The tackle
He
that caused
was
the injury
physically
wasn't even that bad.
he was physically forced off. And you saw the size of his ankle after not that bad. Oh my
So
gosh.
Ronaldo would have
Oh my
been
gosh.
was he crying out of pain? Like
I
I'm
will I
just
will believe so. Pain and disappointment.
oh
Yes.
my god, my ankle is swollen. Man, get out
Okay.
of here.
As I said in the group chat to Zach last night, go go mess up your ankle like that, and I better not see a single tear roll down your cheek.
Look, if I got paid
I've never.
millions to play football, you would not see a single tear or complaint from me.
No.
I'll be glad to get kicked.
And I've had knee
I'll be
injuries.
like Kobe shooting the
Not a
free
single
throws
tear.
with my torn ACL.
All right. All this nonsense aside, congrats to Argentina for continuing to cement their space as the kings of honestly the kings of this side of the world. Now that U.S. was part of it, Canada was part of it. You
And
know, so
just fun fact, it's
But
Argentina and Spain now. The
are they gonna have a final? Is
the
that a real thing?
I
Final?
no, I think there
three
is. I think it is a
three
thing. Yeah.
three cups in a row.
Oh yeah. They're the only teams to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
it's first
to your
Euro, World Cup, Euro, and now Argentina's done Copa, World Cup, Cup.
to your point, Shegs, the Euro winner and the Copa winner do believe they
They have
face
a
off.
game. They have a
I
game.
do I do believe they do.
Finalissima, I think that's what they call it. Because I've been seeing it. I've been
It's
seeing
not.
it on X, but I don't know if it's a real thing.
I didn't know
Yes,
even a thing.
yeah, it's played as a one-off match.
Oh, it is. It's a real
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, it's a thing.
2025.
Yeah,
The grand final. It was first played in 2022.
so that's gonna be good fun. That's gonna be great fun actually. Hopefully, it takes place after enough time where Messi is able to get healthy again. But honestly, there really wasn't much else to talk
Wow,
about this game,
he's gonna get
man.
healthy.
Man, listen. When you're that age, injuries don't heal the same, and you saw the size of his ankle.
Yo, Messi is
Oh, should
in
not been on that pitch.
Messi is semi-retired right now, bro. Like
That's fine.
he's in
That's
his
fine. He
he's
does.
going on
Listen,
vacation.
he
He's
deserves
not
it.
going. It was.
He
Do you
he
know how
deserves
rare
it.
that Copa America was? They set up the final to be in Miami. When Hard Rock, they were breaking in through the ventilation system. all out of all the stadiums in the USA, you chose the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami.
Yeah, that's as close. That's as close as
All
you can
the
get.
stadiums.
That's as close as you can
That's
get to
suspicious.
imitating the South American like atmosphere that they would get. Like that environment is as close as you can get. And that's a perfect segue because a lot of this match, as a lot of this tournament, was plagued by the inadequacies of CONMEBOL. Now, specifically focusing on this match, to your point, they were breaking in through the air ducts. Everything was damaged. Um, all you saw on social
Darwin
media was,
Nunez family was getting touched up.
I mean, that was the match before, but yes, that's included. Um,
I told you we could sneak into a SoFi, but uh, disclaimer.
now,
Can't
for our listeners and
no,
viewers on YouTube,
trust me, can't.
for our listeners and viewers on YouTube, we do need to make this point noted that while the U.S. Soccer Federation did play a role in setting up these spots, the stadiums to be used. That's all their role was. That was the full extent of it. Everything else, from security to ticket sales to how the seating arrangements for fans was both home and away, and all that was handled by CONMEBOL. And all the U.S. Federation did was just, I guess, give the security guards for them to dictate and move around. So all the things that we saw, good, bad, and ugly, all falls at the footsteps of CONMEBOL. So, being that the World Cup is ran by FIFA, there is still a slight sliver of hope the World Cup will be different than what we've seen throughout this Copa.
There's your
However, what we've seen throughout this Copa does still leave a bad taste in your mouth
Yes.
because they've known this Copa was going to happen for a long time, just like they've known that this World Cup is going to happen for a long time, at least 8 years. And so we looking at how this World Cup, I mean this Copa has gone. I have to ask you guys, how are you feeling about the World Cup?
I would call it disgraceful, like what's being posted with the Uruguay game versus Colombia and now this. But I think it's just a failure of security. I think they were not prepared. But when I see any South American games and how passionate those people are and the things they do, South American football is literally crazy. Like people lose their lives. I think the last video I saw, a security guard shot a player
That was
on
in
the pitch.
Brazil. That was in
Brazil.
Brazil. Yep.
So it's
Yep.
like knowing how passionate these people are about this sport, like it's literally life. Football is life. Like they get out of the ghetto or the slum or everything by playing football. A lot of players that we know were in the same situation. They were there. So it's like the US, whoever come in ball knowing that and not preparing accordingly, it's
but
it's kind of like common sense. It's like why wouldn't you prepare accordingly?
but it was, is it the US preparing or is it really CONMEBOL?
It was
Because
Cannonball
it was
because
really
to add
CONMEBOL.
some yes, to add
You.
some context,
Thank you.
the previous Copa America was also hosted by the US, and US actually ran that one, and there was none of these issues.
So it's
So
more
this
the
time around,
rather than
yeah, so this time around, Ball saw the success that the last Copa had in terms of financials and everything, and they said, listen, we don't need to pay the US to handle it. We can handle the tournament ourselves. And so let's just ask them to rent out the stadiums or whatever else they needed in terms of security guards and all that stuff. But that was the full extent of the U.S. involvement, and everything else in terms of tickets and all that stuff that you would need was handled by Ball.
I mean, you saw that Uruguay US game. You really think US handled that game? Like you really think? Come on, it was all CONMEBOL.
I think it's safe to say that the World Cup will go without any issues. I
Okay.
think there will not be any issues because the security, the eyeballs, the scrutiny, FIFA, everything, they're gonna get it right this time. And if they don't, uh, heads will roll. Like somebody is gonna have to pay for it. A couple people gonna get fired. But I think people will bring even more passion to the World Cup. But I think at least whoever is running it, FIFA, are they know how to run tournaments successfully, and
Hmm.
incidents are going to happen regardless of. They're going to be prepared. I think like fans rushing security, that just means you didn't hire enough security guards. The
Hmm.
fences weren't good.
Hmm.
There was no planning. Like I've worked security, so I know what goes into this. They just weren't prepared, and yeah, there
You
was a breach. That was it. But the World Cup is different. The World Cup, there will be way more security. I think they need to call in. It can't. I don't think people really realize how big football is, like worldwide. You know, so
people here in this country.
in this country,
Yes.
they don't
Yes.
realize.
Step foot out of this country.
Yeah, yeah. I think like the something like the World Cup is something like the FBI, CIA should be monitoring.
I mean, it might.
It really is like a huge world event that you.
That was
The thing is,
actually
the
going
World
to
Cup is
be.
you already know. I mean, Marcus mentioned it. Those games are out of like even like regular people here's price range. Even rich people's here's price range. You'd have to be like elite to even go to these games. So even Copa America, I mean, my God, the tickets
1,200,
insane. I mean, come on.
right?
Well,
Like,
no, I think that was just. I think it's just
like,
here. I do think.
but can you imagine what the World Cup is would be here, Marcus?
No,
12
that's what I'm saying.
1,200 for
Uh,
Copa America. What's the
I
World
think.
Cup be?
I think it's just here because it was
Right,
in
right.
Saudi. It wasn't
Yes.
that bad.
No,
It
yes.
wasn't that
It,
bad.
it being here, would
It
it
being
being
here is
here,
gonna be very expensive.
all
Yeah.
eyes, Fox is covering it. You already know what's going on. Like,
Yeah,
so
I was watching the game yesterday. I'm like, the game still hasn't started. The game didn't start till 9:15. It's just like I
Oh,
don't know.
technical
yeah,
difficulties. May have lost him. Oh, we're back. You were saying you said the game is still.
Oh
we
no,
lost you
I was just
still.
commenting on like how long it took them to get the whole game restarted. But as far as the World Cup goes,
Mm.
that can't happen really. They can't allow it to happen.
Well, that actually segues into my last question on the World Cup. So I don't. Okay, to your point on FIFA, I don't think we'll have anything to worry about in terms of within the stadiums, in terms of while the games are going on. Considering the culture that we have here, specifically with the fact involving gun violence, surrounding gun violence, rather.
People from other countries are not used to this. By the way, people in UK, they're like their violence is with like knives and stuff like that.
That's why I say we have to bring the FBI,
They're
CIA, and
not used to
the government has to
this.
get
It's
down.
a
Like come,
rude awakening for them, man.
yeah, like if
Because we have people who did this is what they've been waiting for.
yep,
And they have no involvement in the sports.
yep.
They don't care. They wouldn't even be able to tell a soccer ball from a football. So
That would be
s-
like the perfect stage for these people to do what they do, and I would hope that
People are gonna get taken advantage of
I
course.
would hope that if I can see the danger, that the people who are supposed to protect this country and keep the regular people safe would be able to also see that and make sure that doesn't happen.
But is FIFA paying
I'm
for
not
that?
holding my breath though.
The
Well,
real, the real question is always is FIFA paying for that?
now, to be honest, I don't think that
I
has anything
don't
to do
think they
with
should.
payment.
I don't think they
They
really
shouldn't even.
have to
No,
pay.
no, no. That
I
I
don't
think
think they should. You have
nah.
to
That no. This is why. Hold on, wait.
for.
This
what
is why I'm saying. Hold on. This is why I'm saying it doesn't. I don't think it's something that involves payment because I think it's something on a greater scale. Because this is we're talking at this point the country image. So
Yeah,
that's something that of course you know
that
that's something of course
as far
has to be paying attention to.
bro.
as far as the American
We
they
pay taxes, right? We pay taxes. It's already paid for.
not as far as their
Paid
as is
for.
because either way, like all right, even if we pay taxes, let's keep it real, man. Cops are not spending their efforts on every neighborhoods equally. Some neighborhoods donate more. Let's just keep it real.
I
So
understand where you're. I,
wait. At the end of the day, you still even if it's paid for, we pay. Yeah, sure. You're gonna have your regular cop service. What does regular cop service lead to? We have violence. So what I'm saying is you definitely need a little bit more protection because there's a lot of crowds from a lot of exotic places and a lot of big cities. So in certain places in these cities where it might be you want to say cheaper to stay at, like most people are going to be at from these other countries who are not as well off, you know, there's probably not going to be as much protection in those places. So that's what I'm saying, that that's standard in USA. So you're not just going to come in here and be like, oh, I expect you to beef up like protection, your police to be here and here and here. Like
Well,
what
well, that's just like a side effect of going to any country you're not from.
exactly? That's what I'm
No,
saying.
but
It's
as far as at the games themselves,
I
at
mean,
the
oh
Zach,
yeah,
hold on, hold on, hold on, Hey.
when the
Hold,
cameras
hold
are
on,
where the
Shags.
cameras are rolling, I would expect the government to want to stop anything bad from happening.
oh
At least
that's
on their cameras. That's
yeah.
just standard.
What
Hold on.
loud, largely crowded area.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
To like keep the peace
yeah,
there, there should be
yeah,
a large police presence.
absolutely.
Have the boys on call, snipers
Hold
on
on.
if you need them.
Know about snack.
Hold on. I just have a question.
All
I just
right.
have a question to you, Zach, because you mentioned
Okay.
the places where they're gonna be, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at some things on this list. Definitely where they're probably gonna stay may be cause for concern, but I'm just gonna list off the U.S. stadiums that are being used and
Mm-hmm.
the locations that they're being used for the World Cup. You got, as a matter of fact, I don't even need to say it. Let me just share
No,
the screen
no,
here. Let me just share the screen.
wait.
Hold on.
Okay, share screen, share screen. Or do we not want to get
No, this is very quick. So
okay.
you see here all the U.S. ones. You got Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Houston,
Oh
Kansas
my
City,
goodness. Atlanta,
Los Angeles. So
Boston,
hold
this
on, at
that's a
Boston. Whoa, wait. There's nothing. Boston. If yo, first off, Foxborough. It says Boston Stadium, but
Uh,
Foxborough,
that's a pitch
Fox,
place.
Foxborough, you don't have to worry about that. Foxborough, you don't have to worry about that.
Atlanta.
Atlanta may be cause for concern.
Come on.
Uh,
Maybe
Inglewood may be cause for concern. Kansas City, I think it'll be fine.
Kansas,
Miami is fine.
you
New
would be
Jersey,
surprised at Kansas City.
New Jersey is fine. Philly might be some cause for concern. Santa Clara is fine, and Seattle, I think is fine too. So realistically, like my question to you, looking at these spots, is to your point. You said there's going to be some places where people going to be staying that are not well off.
I'm already going to tell you New Jersey's not fine because it's at MetLife. It's a Met. It's probably a MetLife, and MetLife is in New
Yes,
Jersey. Okay,
yes,
trust me.
I understand. Bro,
Yes.
you're not. Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying
Yeah,
to Sheg's point, with them knowing this type of traction and commotion is coming, ain't no way they're not going to be prepared. Cause just like you and I know how these spots are on the regular, ain't no way they're gonna let it be the
they
regular during the World Cup.
they have
There's
to.
no way. There's no way.
I'm sure FIFA will stress this to them. They will.
I'm just gonna say, I think we should be more worried about Guadalupe because I don't know what the hell be going on.
Listen, bro. Listen, all the Mexican ones are with the way
Oh,
with
Mexico.
with the way. Listen, with
Talk
the way
about
that
Mexico
listen with the
here.
things they're dealing down with the
It's
things
not
that they're dealing with in
I was
Mexico.
playing games until the cartel pulls up for me.
Relax.
the
All right.
cartel.
That's pretty much it on our Copa America segment. I don't think we have anything else to say, right?
Nope.
Um,
Um,
other than that,
it,
outside of that, tournament wasn't really all that impressive. If I have to make a ranking, it's definitely below the AFCON.
yes,
Um,
yes, I agree with
What?
that. A
This year,
thousand.
this year's Copa versus this year's AFCON?
We have never we have discussed the actual football that was played on this podcast not once. That's for a reason. And we
listen,
watched the games. I watched the games.
Oh,
Was it
come on,
of no
Zach.
no,
happened?
AFCON was
Zach.
impressive.
Zach, I'm asking you.
Way
I'm
more
asking you. No, 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 wait, Shegs. I'm asking you for a definitive answer now. This is
The
the last
refs,
thing
the
before we
refs
move
were
on to the
better.
Euros.
in the
The
crowd.
VAR was better.
No delays of the game. Yes.
Everything, except okay, wait. There's one thing that
Okay.
was better. Here's the thing. Ivory Coast, they refused to sell tickets to Nigerian fans. I mean, come on, man.
Oh, wait. To be
I didn't
honest,
know
me
that.
personally, no, me
Finding
personally.
that out, that's crazy.
Yeah, wait. Me personally,
Crazy.
it's crazy for the Nigeria fans, but it's fantastic for football banter. So even that, that's a check
don't
mark for
blame
me.
them. I
That's a
don't.
check mark for me.
One day it will be our turn, and we won't sell tickets to them. It's fair.
So
It's fair.
hey man,
I can't
that's
even
perfect.
look at that.
Perfect for football ban.
But
Perfect for football
that is
banter.
just crazy. Crazy.
All right.
Wow.
So the moment y'all have been waiting for, I know y'all have been waiting for this. The final of the Euros. We have a new champion. The old champions of Europe are now back at the top. Spain have won. It was Spain and England in the final. England is as horrid as they were
Was there
throughout this
ever a
tournament.
doubt?
They found their way into the final. From 2/3 of this podcast, there was never a doubt in Spain. And so with that, let's focus on Spain because we want to talk. There isn't much to say about the good team. They were the best squad in the tournament. The best, not only the best team in the tournament, the best team on the day,
Without one of their best players, Pedri.
without one of their best players, exactly. And that was very prevalent to see throughout the match. The first half was as even as the match got. In the second half, England did what England did all tournament. They took a step back. They took the foot off the gas. They left players out there to dry. You could saw differing levels of effort once that second half came rolling around, and it's something that has plagued them all tournament long. And of course, Southgate being who he is, didn't really make any changes. But again, we'll get to the English side of things. Focusing on the Spain side of things, they did lose Rodri in the first half to an injury. Um, a substitute had to come on. He actually did a fantastic job filling in, and ended up winning the game at the end of the day. So hey, job well done is all I can say. And Nico Williams definitely starlet on a day. Um, Danny Olmo had the opportunity to end the game a lot earlier than it ended up being ended off of Nico Williams' assist. But, the better team, and it won as they rightfully should. Lamine Yamal was quiet on the day, but he did force a couple eye-bulging saves out of Pickford. My goodness.
He got the assist on Nico.
On the first one. Yep. And the assist to Nico Williams for Nico Williams' goal. So, I'm happy for Spain. They were very dominant performance throughout the tournament.
I mean,
They
yeah.
were. They won all of their games, literally. All of their games.
Mhm.
And they were in a very tough group. Let me see who was in there.
Very tough group. Tougher side of the bracket too.
You kind of proved not to be such a
Yep.
tough.
Italy, Croatia, Albania. It was. I guess it wasn't that tough. Well,
Yeah.
in hindsight,
Yes, in hindsight, it wasn't that tough.
It's not tough. But
Going into it,
they still
really
all their games, and that's never been done ever. They're the first team in the Euros to win all their games.
Win all games. Win out.
And they are now the most successful European team in the Euros.
Yep.
And
Lamine Yamal, the youngest ever winner,
young player of the tournament. I think it's very safe to say that Spain is back.
Yep.
Very safe to say because they declared
Rodri player of the tournament.
That is a strange one for me, but I didn't know there was a young player. No. It was strange for me because I did not know there was a young player of the tournament, which they gave to Lamine. So I actually was just literally looking at
Lamine was not going to be player of the tournament. He has too many good players on his team. It was going to either Dani Olmo or Rodri. It was going to be somebody else.
I mean, all I know is Rodri's forgotten how to lose.
Yeah, bro, he doesn't lose. He doesn't. He just doesn't lose. Like I mean, it was a clash of the Titans against France, and hey, Kante
You
had to
know,
bow out.
I actually do trust that decision because I literally just looked up how the award is decided, and UEFA has technical observers that observe each game and give out the man of the match and pick the player, young player, player of the tournament, everything. And the names I see on this list: Capello, Michael O'Neill, David Moyes, Rafa Benitez, Avram Grant, Frank De Boer, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and some other guys. And these guys know ball. They live, breathe,
Hmm.
eat football. So if they say Rodri was a player of the tournament, who am I to say no? He didn't. He didn't lose.
Yeah,
He didn't lose a single game. So I
it's
accept it.
tough
It
to beat
wasn't
that.
rigged. This is the one award that wasn't rigged
Yeah,
out of all the
and
awards. Those other ones he might have won, might have been rigged, won 15 charges, but this one was not rigged. Shout out to
Listen, man.
Corella.
Time is coming. Don't worry. Time is coming. Yes. Shout out to Kurilla. Shout out to Cucurella. Now, enough pleasantries. Let's get into the nitty and gritty. We look
Mm.
to the other side, the loser circle.
Uh,
England.
Phony Phil Foden.
No, stop.
Is-
This is what we're not gonna do. This is what we're
What?
not gonna do.
Okay, so
We're not gonna blame
it's
Foden.
not funny anymore. That's we call them
We're not.
007.
blaming him. He's not.
We call
That's
them
ridiculous.
agents.
That is
That's because
ridiculous.
Foden.
That is
Agent
ridiculous.
Foden.
I'm just trying to say that.
7
Listen,
games, 0 assists, 0 goals.
That's all I'm trying to say. Sorry.
007.
listen.
Carry on, Marcus.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. Gareth Southgate, you will pay for your
90
crimes.
minutes in the final. Sorry, that was the last thing I was going to say.
Gareth Southgate, you will pay for your crimes.
You know,
England England Football Association, you will pay for your crimes. How you look at this tournament performance and with your mouth say you would like to extend
Oh yeah. Yes.
Gareth Southgate is beyond me.
wait.
It's one thing. It's one thing if you want. It's one thing if you want to say, go. 2 years is not enough time to bring in a new regime. Just go finish out the World Cup. Just like France is doing. Okay, and then once the World Cup's ending, we'll revisit. All right, you don't want to be like the U.S. completely blow everything up and start afresh, especially when you had the opportunity last time to do it.
No.
This is specifically on the U.S. side. You didn't have the opportunity to do it last time. Although I do think you should have made a decision last time after the last tournament because it's Gareth Southgate, nothing changed. But hey, that's besides me. That's besides the point. However, the idea that you want to keep Gareth after what you've witnessed.
Of course they do.
Listen, Phil Foden, please. Phil Foden, please. I understand the value that comes with that English shirt. But as long as you see the name Southgate on that manager door, stay at Man City. Don't, please, I beg you. You don't deserve this. You don't deserve this.
I would,
Because they're not right. They're not wrong. You did nothing, bro.
I would have
This
benched
entire tournament,
if I was Phil.
you did nothing. You did nothing. And it's not you. The best you looked at was in that first half against the Netherlands, and it wasn't just the best you looked. It was the best your entire team looked. The rest of the tournament, you guys were god awful, terrible, terrible. And it's great. The best game you looked. That's the only game you played your position. But back to Southgate. Southgate, I don't understand you at all. You
defensive.
saw what was working against the Netherlands. So now to against Spain, you say, Luke Shaw is healthy. Let me just throw up a back four.
God,
The
no.
same back four that has not been working the entire tournament. You finally switched something against Netherlands. You saw what it did. You said, nah, let me go back to the back four. That's number one. Foolish mistake one. Number two,
Sorry.
foolish mistake two. You said you didn't make any changes to the team after you saw the two people that came and saved you last game in Ollie Watkins and Cole Palmer. You left them on the bench. In my opinion, they both should have started. The two players who should have started that match on yesterday's match on the bench was Phil Foden and Harry Kane. Both of those guys should have started on the bench. That's mistake number two.
Harry
Yeah,
Kane.
yeah, Harry Kane. Harry Kane was off. We need to start on the bench, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Talisman, captain. I don't give a damn. You could captain from the bench because that's what your play deserves. You're
Most
not healthy.
most
Go be unhealthy on the bench because you unhealthy on the pitch is not anything to look at. Now,
most most
number three. Listen, number three. The form. This is all. I haven't even gotten to the changes he made yet. This is all on the starting formation. Jude Bellingham, for everything that I've said, I know he can disappear at times. He has disappeared at times in the match and matches in this tournament only to show up and score a goal. However, he is the highest scoring midfielder in the world at this moment in time. Now, I just have a question for you two. Have you ever seen Real Madrid play Jude Bellingham at left mid?
never.
No,
Checks. Okay. So
He,
Gareth,
yeah,
what possessed you
he's free
to
roaming.
put him on the left, stick Foden in the middle, and tell Foden, listen, your job is to track Rodri the entire match? What did you expect was going to happen? What you saw
no.
take place in the first half is what you saw was going to happen with that
So
type of game plan.
so may I interject real quick with to follow up your point about the formation? When I saw the formation, it was Foden on the right, Jude on the left, a big gaping circle. I just drew a big gaping circle in the middle. I'm just like, yo, that circle in the middle, that's Rodri. There's nobody there. So go on. Continue.
And then when he made the the more offensive substitutions, yes, England was able to get back to the game thanks to the brilliance of Cole Palmer. Second touch, a goal,
Oh my.
phenomenal stuff, phenomenal stuff. It was a phenomenal strike. But
After
what
not even warming up, your
at all?
first touch,
Phenomenal,
your first
phenomenal,
shot,
phenomenal. But what
it's
did
a
he do?
crime. It's a
But
crime.
what
Come
but
on.
what did he do in order to bring those guys on? What did he do? He put Phil Foden on the left, the same left side that he has not been productive in all tournament. So what? You said, all right, I'm gonna make some subs, put a guy on the left, and play 10 men, play a man down. Basically, that's what you did. And Phil Foden, he can only listen to the gaffer. He what? If for him to say no, gaffer, I'm not gonna do this. Just sub me off. Now he's gonna look worse to the media. This is why I feel bad for the guy. Phil Foden, please, I'm begging you, if you continue to see the name Southgate as the England manager, stay home. This guy is not looking out for you. Stay home.
It would be a bad
The
look for the
the
media if
game.
it was no
I
though.
don't give. I don't care. I don't care. At this point, it's better to get that and never have to be there than be put in a position where you have to look bad because it will be look worse if you don't. Because that's what this whole tournament was, right, for him.
Pretty bad.
That's what this whole tournament was for him. Now, to why I say Phil Foden should have been on the bench, and then I'll pass it on to you guys because I'm done with
No,
this.
go ahead, Shax. I mean, I've been interjecting the whole time.
Good man, finish.
He's
He's cooking.
the
Go ahead.
the Southgate, for whatever, I may not like his style of football, but the style of football that he wants to play, it just does not fit Foden. It does not fit Foden for what Foden wants to do. You have the perfect player. The spaces that you're trying to fit Phil Foden in, on whether it's on the left or when you try to make this shoehorn of making him start in the middle but have all these things that he has to do, there's one guy that's did it all season in blue, whatever, royal blue, Chelsea blue. His name is Cole Palmer. Just put him out there. I know Phil Foden was the player of the season, but after the group stage,
They always
if the first match wasn't enough, I'm giving you benefit of the doubt and giving you the whole group stage. Make a change and bring him Foden off the bench.
the
It's very
eas-
simple.
the
It's
easiest
very simple. Very simple.
the easiest answer.
Palmer fits the style you're trying to play a lot better than Foden. It doesn't hurt to admit that. As a City fan, I'm admitting it to you. Make the
Easy.
change.
Yep.
I'm finished. Y'all can take it away.
Uh,
Go ahead, Shax.
And this is in no way to even try to defend Gareth Southgate. I think Gareth Southgate defenders will bring up the fact that he is the most successful English manager after what was his name that won them the World Cup? Alf Ramsey. who actually won. I think it was like the first World Cup.
Yes, and I think only one.
Yeah, their
Yep.
only trophy as a
Yep.
team.
Yes.
But the fact that he has gone to back Euros finals and lost them playing the same dead football is grounds for being fired. He has to go. He is not capable. Anytime he comes up versus a serious team, he bottles it. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a Spurs fan. Like, Gareth Southgate gotta go.
Wasn't he a player? Wait, wasn't he a Spurs player? Marcus,
Yes.
was Gareth Southgate a Spurs player or not? All right, go on, Shaq. Sorry, I'm
Not
going.
playing for Spurs. They play for Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, and Middlesbrough.
He
And
didn't
he
play
played
for
for
Spurs then.
England too. He didn't play for Spurs.
Okay, okay. I knew he was a player, but I was like, was he a Spurs player? Okay, no. Okay.
I
Sorry.
mean, he was born in London, though. That's just Watford. And you know what? Anyways,
Go on.
Gareth Southgate just resigned. Do us all a favor and resign. They don't have to fire you. You want that? They're not going to. I don't think England are going to fire him
No,
because the way that country is built, they want to keep going. They're like, oh, we did, there's
they're
so
not going to deny him,
mediocrity
but they're
that
not firing him.
I'm sorry to
enough
interject.
for them.
I'm sorry to interject. I just wanted to correct something in my long soliloquy. I was looking at some news while you were going on here, just to be sure. It says here that England is keeping him on into the World Cup, but there's nothing here that says that they wouldn't revisit that decision after the World Cup.
They're not going to fire
So,
him.
well, I just wanted to say it for the record. The chances of him still being fired after the World Cup is still up in the air. So you may continue, Shakes.
Slimmer.
I mean,
Yeah.
how long is his contract? His contract has to be up after the
It said
World
it's
Cup.
supposed to end in December, this upcoming December.
This December.
Yeah, but they
They're
want him to
just
stay
gonna
up
give
until
him-
the.
So they would have to give him an extension.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would be an extension, but it's saying they want him to stay until the World Cup. So, hey, reading in between the lines, that tells me that this decision could be revisited after that. But who
Well,
knows?
who's in charge of hiring the England coach? The FA?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they
There's
work together to do it.
by default. Just think
I'm
about
sure
this.
I'm sure there's a president of the FA.
They have so much talent that I
Yeah,
mean,
it's the FA. Like,
me,
you
you,
know
and
what?
Mark could coach them into the quarterfinals.
You know what? They're gonna keep Southgate.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I'm
the
saying.
FA,
Because do you
the same FA that we love to hate, that makes so many bad decisions, refereeing,
do you know who is?
policies, everything. They're
I
gonna
don't
keep.
know who are all of Southgate's assistants, but do you know who was one of his assistants?
Who?
Jimmy Floyd.
Hasselbeck.
That's just one of them. He has like 5, 6 of these guys. Like, what are they gonna do? They're going to get results done by default. Even in the game against the Netherlands, like is from the Netherlands and he was coaching against his team and he was coaching the England players up. He loves those guys. They love him. I mean, how could you not love Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank? They're not gonna fire him. That's what I'm saying. Like it's a whole it's already like a culture, but the culture isn't a style of play. The culture is Gareth Southgate, if that makes sense.
That's it. That's it. I have
Yeah.
nothing else to add to that. Shakes, do you have anything?
Well, I don't think they're gonna fire him.
Me neither.
It's just the structure, and I know like what I know about how England is run as a country and the FA. The right decision would be to replace him, but I don't have any confidence that they will. I really don't.
They,
Um,
they can't fully convince themselves to like oh, like he's not right for us. But they know that he's not going to get them to the next level. But
It's just like his playing style. I feel like it will be more worthwhile for them to convince him to play more attacking football, which is like a duh.
for them to convince him,
Looking at the goal,
No, see, here's the thing, and this is the thing that frustrates me about Southgate because you look at the substitutions and you hear sometimes some things the players say when they're getting interviewed, and he does the things that you want him to do. For example, they asked Phil Foden about pressing. He said we do it in practice, we don't do it in the game. Once Ali Watkins came on, England played so much better. Guys were actually moving, they were actually pressing. They were so I'm like, his issue is he has an obscene amount obscene, borderline, scary loyalty to players that have been with him since he first got the job.
he has his guys. He's always
I,
going to play his guys. But
I'm just
do we really think McGahey would be starting if Harry Maguire was still available?
speaking of Margehi, I think Southgate messed up way back when he chose the team.
to be honest, I don't think
Way
Margehi
back
was that
when.
bad.
Tomori would not have made that mistake for that second goal.
I don't think Gehi was that bad throughout the course of the tournament. I don't think he was that bad.
He wasn't that bad, but
Was he good?
was
I
like
mean,
it's
to be
about
fair, England had one of the better defenses in the tournament.
collectively.
So
You know it's bad when you're 1-1 and you're begging for Bournemouth and Aston Villa players to come on to save you.
Crystal Palace players, bro.
Crystal Palace players like it
Like
it's
like
tough.
you're not wrong that he wasn't that like he wasn't bad. He wasn't the reason they lost or whatever. But like I just think when you're a country like England, you're looking for like elite and above, and Mark Gahey is a very good player, if that makes sense.
I
I'm
think
just
they're picking up
I'm
him at some point because that stopped working after like
so here's the thing. I think Gehi.
John Stones is borderline elite, borderline, but Gahey is
Don't do that. John Stones is elite, bro. John
very good
Stones is
player.
elite. Stop. John Stones is elite. Stop.
borderline.
He's elite. Don't do that. Don't listen.
The
The
six
reason.
makes
Listen.
him better than he is. Pep's just
Stop.
John
Stop.
But can you
Stop.
imagine? All right.
Mark
Mark,
makes him better than he is.
I'm telling you,
Here's
if the physicality of Tomori was there next to John
imagine
Stones,
Tomori next to
I'm,
Stones.
Exactly.
no. That doesn't mean no. That's only a beautiful match because of how elite John Stones is. Yes, Tomori has his strengths there, but you're only thinking about this as a match made in heaven because of how elite this man is. Don't do that.
Oh, I'll give you that. Okay,
Okay, thank
here's
you.
the reason I'll
Thank you.
give you that because John Stones is basically LaBeouf, Frank LaBeouf. He's like that
Yes.
kind of player. So,
Yes.
and LaBeouf was elite. So fair enough. And because LaBeouf was elite, because he made the guys around him were athletically gifted, but he made them better. Like when it came to like actually winning games, because we've seen this. Just because you're athletically gifted doesn't mean you're gonna like be making the right decisions back there. So that's how you know. But who was next to John Stones for the previous World Cup? Harry Maguire. What happened? Out to France.
Okay, hold on, wait. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. At that time, what were we saying about Harry Maguire?
I was saying the same thing.
Yeah, he was a fraud. That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, but the same guy picked him. Southgate.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
That's Southgate's guy.
we know he's the problem.
Okay,
We know
okay.
he's the problem.
And we know he would have been there
And
for Gahey if he was healthy. Gahey would
Well,
not have been.
listen. I mean, this Southgate's the guy. Southgate's the
You
guy
know
at the
that.
first.
I know
Listen,
that.
Southgate's the guy at the first sign of trouble. He said, "Man, we don't have Calvin Phillips," and that's where I'm gonna end it.
My God.
That's where I'm gonna end it. That's where I'm gonna end it. England, good luck. Good luck at the next World Cup.
hey,
And with that, before we end this
if you're
podcast,
Cole
what you
Palmer,
say?
if Cole Palmer is listening to this podcast, if this somehow reaches you,
Oh boy.
keep doing your thing, my boy.
Anyways, before we finish this podcast, our resident
More goals and assists than Foden and Saka combined.
man, shut up.
We
He had
know
a he had a he had a great tournament. He had a great tournament. Anyways,
that. We
before we end this podcast, we do have a surprise from the Chelsea fans, so
oh
I'll
yeah,
let you guys take it away.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you already know. Chelsea coming live to South Bend, Indiana, Notre Dame Stadium. Yes, Notre Dame, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
yep.
But yeah, so we will be there,
We
and we
will
will be
be.
vlogging, and we will be sharing our vlogs with you.
We might go live.
Everyone on
Wow,
the
so
internet.
awkward.
That possibly we could possibly go live. We
And
could.
by we they
Oh,
mean them. I won't be there.
oh,
I'm not.
me and Shags,
Yeah,
not
I won't be there.
Marcus.
The Chelsea fans are going to the Chelsea game. The Man City fans
Exactly. Like, why would a Man City fan be
go
at
to
a
a
Chelsea
Chelsea
game? Like,
game.
how does that make sense? Come on now. They already know. They already know. Don't worry, guys. Marcus is just he's a Man City fan, so
He's just being a hater over
yeah.
there. It's fine. We're
But
used to it.
we will
It's
be there, and we hope to see someone there who watches the Talkative podcast. But thank you for watching.
Wow, that's crazy.
it
And
is.
all right. And with that, that brings us to the end of yet another episode. So, as my boys here said it, they will be at the Notre Dame Stadium. What date, guys? What date?
Southland, Indiana, July 27th.
July 27th. So hopefully, if you're a fan of the pod, pull up, say hello if you do see them. If not, we hope to see you at one of the many future events we go to. We'll be trying to do this a lot more when the opportunity presents itself, of course. So I hope you do enjoy the vlog when it does come out. It'll be our first time doing this level of content, this kind of content rather. So it may be a little bit in terms of editing and stuff before it ends up on the YouTube channel, but it will end up on the YouTube channel at some point. So stay on the lookout for that. And as always, guys, if you've been with us for this long, we appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, leave us a rating, all that good stuff. Share it with your family, friends. And as always, it's been a great second season with you, and we'll catch you next time. As always, peace.
Season 3. Peace.